Hello, Sharkies, and welcome to another episode of BSG Plays Pokemon Showdown, the How to Win with Every Pokemon series. We are officially halfway done with the Kanto region. Moving on to Pokemon number 79 through 84, Slowpoke, Slowbro, Magnemite, Magneton, Farfetch'd, and Doduo. We're playing Ubers. This team was at a lowest of overused, so I figured I'd go to Ubers because you know how much I love Ubers. Without further ado, let's get into this battle. I do want to start off by saying that I did make two mistakes on this team. One of them actually came out to help me on this battle, and one of them actually probably didn't do too well. I found out earlier today that, like 5 minutes ago, that my Slowpoke actually had no EV distribution on it, which makes that Slowpoke video bloopers even funnier. If you go back, you can see that video of Slowpoke just wrecking an Uber's team by himself and forcing a forfeit. But yeah, so let's hop right into this battle. It's a pretty good one. I knew I would have a little bit less of an issue with this team because of Slowbro and Magneton both being fantastic Pokemon. So right off the bat, we get a Mega Salamence. I'm going to go for the Trick Room, as I have so many times before with Slowpoke. I go for the Scald. I get a burn, and right off the bat, we're off to the races. Now we're up against a very scary Mega Salamence. Even with the burn and the 1.5 time boost, he's about at a third of his normal power, and that still wrecks me. He goes for another Dragonite to try to compensate for the burn, and now we're looking at a very, very scary Salamence. Psychic does a nice amount of damage, and I'm going to get Outraged. So, I'm like, I know what I can do. I'm going to go into my Doduo, and I'm going to use Mirror Move. So I faster in thanks to Trick Room, and Outrage is going to take out the Salamence, so that's a really big threat down, and I lose my Trick Room there. So out comes Primal Kyogre. He's going to be slower than me, and I'm going to use the Outrage. It does a nice amount of damage, but Water Spout is going to bring me down to my Sash. I'm going to go for the Outrage again, and Doduo is just rocking with that Outrage, and he goes for Surf, and that's going to be my Doduo down. So out comes my Magnemite. This is a really funny part. So he goes for the Water Spout, right? I have Sturdy on this set. This is where one of the mistakes was. I meant to put Thunder Wave, but I accidentally put Thunder. And it worked out. I got a crit. Don't think that crit mattered. I think it would have been dead anyway. And now I'm going to use my Custap Berry and explode. So Magnemite doing really well. That Thunder came in handy. So two really big threats down, but now it's Mewtwo. He goes for the Recover, and I go for the Sky Attack. I don't get a crit. I'm slower than it, so obviously I can't get a flinch. Now he goes for the Side Strike, and that's going to be Farfetch'd down. Poor Farfetch'd. Didn't really get a chance to shine. But out comes Magneton. He goes for a Side Strike. Doesn't really do much to me. I have a lot of defense. So I go for a Thunder Wave. This is a really interesting set. I was running Electric Terrain. I want to get more into using Electric Terrain now that like Sun and Moon is going to be using Pokemon like Tapu Koko. So out comes Tyranitar. This thing is going to be really bulky in special defense. I go for the Charge Beam. It does a nice amount of damage even with Sandstorm, and that gives me a boost. Flash Cannon does tons of damage and drops the special defense. Stone Edge, even with the crit, doesn't do much to me. Again, really bulky in regular defense. And I get another Charge Beam boost, so that's really nice. So his Dragonite's going to go for the free Dragon Dance, and Charge Beam fucking misses. Would have done shitloads even with the multi-scale. And then Sandstorm actually breaks the multi-scale. Draco Meteor doesn't do really anything to me. I have a lot invested in my special defense, and knowing that I'm really bulky in physical defense. Let's go for Charge Beam. That does huge amounts of damage. He gets hit with the Paralysis Axe, and he's going to forfeit there. So that's the end of the battle. So we really don't get to see his Charizard. We don't get to see his Mewtwo again. And you don't get to see my Slowbro, which is actually a really interesting and fun set. I was actually torn between what set I wanted to run on Slowbro because he learns Belch. I didn't get to use Belch the last time I wanted to use it. So I figured I'll try to use it this time, but I decided to go with a different set. Let's break down these sets. You have Slowpoke, which was Evolite, Regenerator, Trick Room, Slack Off, Scald, and Psychic. My team is really slow. Even like Farfetch'd. I think Doduo was the fastest thing on my team, sadly. So I put Trick Room on it. I had no EVs, but I would have ran max HP, max defense, just to make it a lot more bulky. And I probably would have ran Relaxed on this set, just a little bit more defense, lowered speed a little bit more. Scald and Psychic, obviously stab moves. Slack Off just to recover. This is actually more of like a sweeping, bulky Slowpoke, and it actually worked, as you see in the last video. It didn't work so much in this video, but still did decent against Salamence. There's just not much you could do against Megaments. Megaments is so fucking strong. And it had the Regenerator ability. Next we have Slowbro, my interesting Slowbro set. So it was running Citrus Berry, Regenerator, Belly Drum, Drain Punch, Aqua Tail, and Zen Headbutt. Max HP, max defense. So the idea is you get the Belly Drum, Citrus Berry activates, and Belly Drum maximizes your attack. You then have Drain Punch for recovery and coverage, Aqua Tail, and Zen Headbutt for your 2 stabs. Aqua Tail is the strongest water type attack, and unfortunately Slowbro doesn't learn Waterfall. So it's not like I could have ran Waterfall, I had to run Aqua Tail, which has 90% accuracy, and it actually misses a lot more than you would realize. Trust me, I know. Then we have Magnemite. I was going to run the level 1 Magnemite stall set, but I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to do something funny. And once I saw it, I learned Explosion. So I went with Custap, Sturdy, Explosion, Screech. I ran Screech just so you get that defense drop, because Explosion actually doesn't pierce defense anymore, like it used to back in the day, which is unfortunate. But yeah, Screech to lower its defense, Thunder Wave, and Gyro Ball. The idea is just to, Thunder. I meant to run Thunder Wave, but Thunder actually came in handy here. The idea was that, if you're up against something fast, you can go with Gyro Ball, hold on to Sturdy, and then explode. If you're something really bulky, you could Screech, hold on with Sturdy, cuss that berry, and explode. Or Thunder Wave, you get the paralysis, and you get an explosion or something like that. This way you're not completely useless. And it's actually really funny. I had a lot of forfeits immediately after I did Screech Explosion. People get really angry at that. Then you have Magneton, which was a sweeping Magneton, which was a really interesting set. Had Evolite, Analytic, Charge Beam, Electric Terrain, Flash Cannon, and Thunder Wave. So my 2 stab moves are Charge Beam and Flash Cannon. The idea is you're going to be really bulky. You're going to get some boost in your special attack thanks to Charge Beam. And Electric Terrain gives you another boost in your electric taps, another 1.5. So Charge Beam hits really hard after a boost or 2. And Thunder Wave to get the paralysis up. So even after only have, and I distributed it a little bit weird. It was 248 HP, which brings me to 303, 96 defense, which brings me to 250. That's 375 after the Evolite, which is really bulky. I still had 303 special attack thanks to my modest nature, and then special defense had 164 EVs, which brought me up to 217, which was 3 and change after. I think it's 326 after the Evolite, so really bulky. Then we had Farfetch, which is just a Power Herb Inner Focus set. You can't run Defiant with Defog, and I was running into a lot of hazards, so I wanted to just put Defog on it. So I ran Inner Focus, which really works out against fake out users anyway. So Power Herb, Sky Attack for your instant flash damage, Acrobatics, Quick Attack, and Defog, and it was Adamant Nature, max HP, max attack. So Farfetch not really doing much besides just being a strong nuke. Then we had Doduo, which was Focus Sash, Early Bird, Double Hit, Mirror Move, Thief, and Knockoff. You guys know how much I like using Thief and Knockoff, especially after the Focus Sash. You can steal an item after your Focus Sash is gone, really ruining somebody. You can knock off an item. Mirror Move is always fun, just because. And then Double Hit, just for a nice stab move. So that was it. That's the sets. Thanks for watching. I'm Joe from Big Shark Gaming. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.